106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Let's get this show on the road.
Before you say anything, prepare to shut the fuck up.
Screw me. I ripped ass at the ATM.
McLovin! Nice!
Sit back, relax, and enjoy Irrelevant Platitudes with your hosts Peter Benici and Lil Dazil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome to episode number 6 of Irrelevant Platitudes. We are your hosts Peter Benici and
Lil Dazil, bringing you a relevant commentary on all things pop culture, dating, and relationships. And with our co-host, so
you stole my thunder. We have a special guest today. I don't know if he wants to be named. You can use a stage name if you like.
Name me.
Name?
We'll name
me.
it shame.
Mr. Paul Palo. Palo's in Australia. So one of my good friends has come back from Germany, and I decided to get him on the pod. So we've got a third microphone.
We do.
And how you feeling? You ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Let's get into it.
We've had a celebratory shot, but we should also top that off with
Another shot?
the beverage for the week and another shot, sure.
And shot of the week.
Drink of the week.
I can't hear anything, so if I play the wrong noise, just tell me that was all right.
So far, I believe.
All right, so this week's beverage of choice is going to be a shot of Fireball.
Thank you.
Shot of the week.
So,
Yeah.
welcome home, sir.
Bing.
Do you have a thing to clink?
Good on the couch.
Do you do that? Okay.
Mhm. Excellent.
It's a thing.
And our standard White Claws, as per the usual. Thank you, everyone, we actually have quite a few people in the chat online.
We do.
But this week, I think I'm going to get straight into it so we can. You right?
Yep. she's
Actually,
just
how was your week, man? Because we had a little bit of a mini break, but we back.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Oh, we're choosing again. Love that for
You
us.
have to. It's
Yeah, it's a thing. Now you're going to see all my little idiosyncrasies with
Yeah,
my
I
friends.
can't wait. I'm going to start recognizing patterns and I'm making my own little internal
But
analyses.
back on track. How was your week?
It's been a week. Let's move on. How's your week been?
My week was great. One of my best friends came back from Germany. No, work was pretty average. But training's been good.
Mm.
And then, it was fucking amazing that he's back. So I was a bit pooped yesterday and couldn't go to the WOG feast, but you know.
Yeah. How many
We're here.
years have you guys been separated for?
2 long
2.
years.
It feels longer.
I love
That's
it.
right. It won't. You got a boom, so it won't actually shake. You're fine. Paulie's worried that he's going to ruin the audio. I may have given him
Deadpool's going to drop down.
I gave him a complex before.
But he's holding strong.
How was your week, Paulie?
Yeah. How's your travel been?
Fantastic. Good flight. Nice homecoming.
Oh, beautiful.
Got to go to the lake, get in the river.
Yeah, Blue Lake, right? Yeah, I've been there recently. Pretty good.
I'm making sure.
How's
So
that audio
I'll stop and
going?
look and just double check that it's going okay. So if you see me look away, don't panic. I'm just checking audio. There's no disapproval.
Never panicking.
I'm just doing audio nerd things.
Always calm, cool, and collected.
You look beautiful, actually. That's very good, as
You do. You
well
look
as
super
having
zen.
great audio.
Thank you.
But look,
You
I
too,
think
Mitchie.
today's structure is going to be a little bit
It
different.
will be.
There was actually quite a really cool docu show thing that came out on Netflix 2 weeks ago, I think.
Mm.
So the Tinder Swindler.
Mm.
So everyone listening, we're going to tie that into our dating, our news, and I think that's it. So we'll still have the TikTok/Instagram stuff, but we're going to focus around that. So I will just do. I'm just going to hit the dating clip real quick.
You missed it. Go again.
No.
There you go.
And all the while, you're just really wondering, are we going to get hopped up enough to make some bad decisions? Perhaps play a little game called Just a Tip. Just for a second, just to see how it feels.
It is so weird trying to drive, not in the normal way. Now, we've got Paulie here because Paulie you were around for the rambunctious single Benici days. So that if anyone understands dating and relationships, it's this man over here. So you haven't seen any of this, right?
I've not.
You're going to be coming to this raw dog.
I want to come in fresh.
Yes.
Blind.
The quote was, I
Blindfolded.
hate trailers anyway, so save it for the podcast.
Save it for save it.
Followed by I would like to raw dog it instead.
Yes, true. So, but if
important
anyone
range.
hasn't seen this before, the Tinder Swindler is...
I like to call it the Swinder, Tindler.
I'll do that as the episode
How
name.
bold of you.
The Swinder
The
Tindler.
Swinder, Tindler.
So it's the story of a person or a guy who should I ruin it and
It's a
just say what it
docuseries.
is?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, he cons a bunch of chicks, fucking really heavily. But look, I'll play the trailer so we can get flagged and not make any money from the video.
Oh, we have to talk in between, huh?
No, it doesn't work.
Really?
I've been
Yeah,
trying
it's
so hard.
flagged, it's fucked.
I appealed 3 of them, and then they repealed 1, so I got 1 okay, and then the other 2 they're like, no, that's it, you only get 1. All right, cool. So this is for free.
You can find a bit of everything
I'm
on
gonna turn
Tinder,
that up so they
but
get
one
audio.
little swipe
Not true.
can change your life.
I only miss you when it rains.
When I first talked with Simon, immediately we had a bond.
And when I listen to the radio.
He was smart and funny and very impulsive.
I shared my whole heart with him.
And then he asked me if I wanted to travel with him on a private jet. I was like, shit.
He took me to a 5-star hotel. He said,
We had a special connection.
It felt like stepping into a movie. And then in the middle of the night, he said there was something he wants to tell me. He said he has threats against him.
He needs our cash.
$20,000.
$30,000.
$140,000.
His life depended on me. That's when police tell me the man I loved was never real. Everything's a lie.
You've been twindled. You've just been twindled.
Sharing the same bed with.
Way to ruin the fucking
Then
documentary,
I get
guys.
these threatening messages.
Take my advice. Just watch out.
We have no idea what he's capable of.
It's just been fucking hell. I'm just freaking out.
But we needed to get payback.
We don't know how far this conspiracy actually goes.
It's just the tip of the iceberg.
We had one chance.
To swindle the Tindler swindler.
The Swindle Tindler. The Swindle Tindler. All right, so that was the trailer. What did you think? Because you haven't seen any of it.
That was fantastic.
So for a trailer, how did you find it? Was it
a thrill ride?
It was.
So the whole thing with it. Thanks, Amy. She's hitting on me in the
That's not a way to respond to someone that calls you hot.
No, because I thought she was going to say something about the audio because she knows I get worried about it. And then I was like, no, good, tick. Yeah, so the premise of the show, obviously, is that this dude is on Tinder just with it's a Jack's profile, so he looks like super loaded and plays that card. So the girls that are swiping are obviously aware he's quite affluent, right? And I saw a common thread. Well, the common thread they had with 2 girls, because it's I think 3 girls in it. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
There's one girl that rejects him, and then 2 of them that I think they've been single for a very, 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 very long time, and then their Prince Charming comes along with all this money, and kind of, I guess, he takes them on a private jet flight straight away. Like they have a date at like a super ritzy hotel, and then like he just pumps the buying temperature like super hard, super quickly. And then so he was siphoning cash off the first girl within the first month of dating her. And if I'm looking at it, like they technically had only fucked once.
He must have had.
No, I think it was all of the money. Because, like, you look at, I guess this is going to feed into our dating part of it. Like, I'll show you a photo of him. He's not a ruin your financial situation attractive sort of person. So if everyone's listening, let me get this. If you guys can feel the dead air while I Google Tinder.
Feeling the dead air.
Swindler. I was going to do the fucking Swindler.
Elevator music.
Photo.
I mean, he's not the ugliest person in the world, though.
But he's quite short, also.
But
that's a big thing for
height
chicks.
isn't
We know
it?
that. No, they say
look,
it as a short man. It's a thing. True, Paulie.
Were you calling out Paulie for being short or?
No, I was calling out Paulie for being like, I'm supposed to be my backing on that.
To be fair though, like if you have a charismatic personality, height means fuck
And
all.
you're flashing cash.
Yeah, that's so. This is what leads me to my next point. I'm just trying to find a good photo where you can see that. This. Let's go. Can I go full screen?
Look, I don't think he's a not handsome person.
They're all small images.
I think
Can I
it's
do a
the
zoom?
like creepy mo that I'm like into.
Okay.
I don't know what that says about me though.
I'll just make sure this is in frame for people
I think
watching.
moustaches are quite handsome. Sometimes, mostly.
All right, there we go.
A lot of the time.
So, but like that image on the screen right now,
I'm a little bit tipsy.
that is not ruin your livelihood attractive.
Okay, I think my issue there is that he's wearing jeans with a blazer.
Yeah.
It doesn't. He looks like one of those people that tries to look like a professor with the like off-brand like denim or whatever fabric corduroy. You know what I'm talking about. Those things.
So
that's what he looks like, but a fake attempt artist at that.
Yeah. So
But
my point is,
holy shit, my brain is like stupid today.
we can tell.
Maybe next time, no shots of the week.
She's
Hold
having a
off on
fun
the shots of the
time.
week.
Podcast. So yeah, I guess what I'm getting at is
I'm not stupid.
it takes a lot more than just this guy right here to kind of be, I guess, in the relationships that he's in.
Yes.
If he was just the normal dude that was like that without
Yeah,
any
no.
of the peacocking type stuff that he was doing on, because his profile, they show it briefly through it, but it's like it's a fucking Learjet in like the first photo, and then like this, it's all like brand clothing and stuff, which I guess for dudes like I wouldn't even know what the fuck most of it is. But for girls and stuff, I think they recognize it, and he likes the way he dresses and all that sort of stuff.
But he doesn't look like he does.
But what do you guys think? Like, how in love with someone do you need to be to give them money within the first month? I'm not saying large sums, but like if someone asked you for money within 1 month of dating, dude, I would leave. What do you mean?
I think that says a lot about like
Yeah.
the context of how you fit into relationships. But I've been someone that pays like predominantly in my relationship. Out of I think for me. Not
So let me
wanting to fall
reframe it
into
for you. So
traditional-
I guess because maybe I missed it,
Yeah.
is if someone's asking for a significant sum of money, so not going out to dinner or whatever,
Yeah.
like money to spend on stuff.
Well, I'm
in
poor,
general.
so that also wouldn't apply.
Yeah, but wouldn't that throw you?
No,
That wouldn't throw you.
If I had a partner that was financially insecure and they were a partner that I saw as a future person, like a
Yeah.
forever person, I would
Yeah.
absolutely give them money.
Interesting. Okay, because that would be a definite red flag for me. Even if they were exhibiting like large signs, like it,
I think very early into the month,
Mm.
red flag, but at a month, you feel like that if you were seeing them very regularly, you'd be able to maybe make this
Yeah.
assumption of, oh, I guess I know this person well enough.
see,
by
because that
now.
adds extra layers. Because
Yeah.
these chicks they go on the date,
Mm.
and then
And then they've
that's
been thrown
it's like a
into that.
weekend, and then that's it.
But because he had so much money, I think
Yeah.
that's what threw them off, right?
Yeah.
It's this concept of, oh, well, look at how much, private jet plane, like all this kind of stuff. So the assumption might be in their minds that, oh, well, he is financially secure because look at how much he spent on X. And I think that that's where it's easier to, I guess, manipulate in that way. That would
Yeah.
be my perception.
I think if you go like, do you
Yeah.
reckon it was the girls maybe that kind of were pulled into this net?
More vulnerable for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he would be very selective about who he's picking as well. You'd want to pick people that look like they wouldn't be matching more likely or something like that because you want to pick people who are vulnerable, who have low self-worth, and you can kind of pick that up in profiles, sadly, but yes, you can.
Fuck, that's brutal.
Sorry, it's heavy.
Like
It's true.
That's brutal.
Like your pickpockets picking the mark
Yeah,
before you go. and
exactly.
pick
That's
the
such a good
pockets.
analogy.
Because you've never actually experienced the Tinder world, have you?
Experienced the pickpocketing, but
It's pretty much the same. It's the same.
but
Yeah. And we did get just like a comment about it. Yeah, so I've watched it as well, and you're right, it is about love bombing, and that's what happens with narcissists quite a lot in terms of that. So it's all this affection and giving, and it's like, well, I would do anything for you. I would die for you, like showing all this, and then that's when it instantly is withdrawn as well. And that is like contingent reinforcement, and the way to get someone, unfortunately, addicted to you is by providing intermittent reinforcement. That's why consistency is so important in healthy relationships, because inconsistency.
But with the love
breeds
bombing,
that.
that's a spike, right? It's not the intermittent. You
No,
do
but
heaps of it.
Yes, and then you withdraw, and then the individual comes towards, and then you give.
So it's a
and then they pull
push-pull.
back. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Essentially so.
Yeah, I think the comment for everyone listening was watch it and the way they talk about it, they were instantly smitten. So that's 100% right. They were like super sucked in super quickly. But I think with it, just so you know, it's really hard to do a podcast without headphones.
You're doing so
I didn't
well.
realize. I didn't realize how comfortable I was with them.
No, you're doing
safety
great.
blanket.
And
It
people are
was,
obviously
it
hearing
was.
you, so I think that it's fine.
I think hearing myself.
Would you like
It's
to have
like
the
louder.
earphones? 'Cause
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
hearing anything back from
It's
my
fine.
end. Pardon me,
Back
I'm
on
sorry.
track. So it was more that they got sucked in super quickly, but with no contact, and all you have is his word that he's loaded. I mean, he even had email addresses for like a diamond company. So he posed as like the son of like a diamond millionaire.
Yeah.
So part of the con is right, like it's dude, it's so fake, like it's fucking ridiculous. So he comes in and then obviously takes him on a date or whatever, shows him that he's loaded, right? And the irony is that it's usually from the money of another chick. So he's constantly trying to get cash, but he's never flush. So he'll do this and then fuck off on a plane and then like take them with him. And then they'll have their quick little date or whatever. And then it's just like, oh, I think I want to date you forever. So they've been together for a couple of days, maybe a week maximum. And then it's just all long distance texting that this fucking oil prince effectively wants to choose them. And then he hits them with, so from memory, it was like they date, they go away, come back. He tells them he loves them. Oh, that's right. So he says he needs a little bit of money and then gives them more money back than what they gave him. And then doubles down and needs more money, right? And then all of a sudden he has the same photo that he uses of, he has a bodyguard, like, but I think it's like a guy that's a con man with him. Who's
All they
been,
have to do is dress in suits, right?
well, this is like some super huge
I
jack
like
dude.
if he like cons the body man too. Like,
Imagine if that was like an
I'm
extra
ruined,
layer.
man. I swear, I need protection.
It's
Like
so
from who? The
fucking
cops,
hectic.
probably.
But so they're in an ambulance and he's like bleeding and he's like, this is where the meme online is like, my enemies are after me, I need money, right? And then so he's saying that like they need to move around and like he can't use these cards anymore. And then he takes out American Express cards or the girls take out the cards in their name. And it's like, and they just give him the card. And then while he's using it, like it locks because he's overseas. They call and unlock the card. Like it's to that extent. You're like, I don't care. Like at a certain point, if a person in such a short period of time is requiring so much of you and haven't really thought to give back at all, or like there's no, she had the main girl, so the Swedish girl at the start, she's the one that got like fucked the worst. So I think she was like 250K deep.
But couldn't it also be a matter of, you know, firstly, like I said before, like a low self-esteem individual, right?
Yeah.
Who may be very, very lonely.
Yeah.
If you were sending messages like every day back and forth to someone, you know, saying, wow, I've never felt this connected with someone in my life. Like I feel really connected to you in a way that I haven't with other people.
Yeah.
That validation, that reinforcement
Yeah.
is going to be something that they haven't received in such a long time. So of course they're going to feel that way.
So, but would you?
It makes
You're the
sense
expert on
as
like
to why they would.
the brain behind it. So,
Mm.
would you forego? Because I think maybe the way I'm wired, I would never forego being
Well, you're
broke.
logic brain, right? So,
Yeah.
but you're also not in the position itself. Like you've been in, you know, not so healthy relationships before.
Yeah, I've had dry spells.
No,
Not ruined my
not
life,
very
dry
good
spells, but yeah.
but more so like unhealthy relationships where you've compensated or negotiated to a point or, you know, compromised over something that you kind of initially wanted to because you love
Yeah.
the person.
Yeah.
Now, if someone's completely lonely, hasn't been touched or given intimacy or received intimacy in so long,
Yeah, she was
wouldn't-
attractive though, right? Like,
it's not really a matter of attractiveness though.
Yeah.
If you have not been treated in a certain way for so long and
Good
someone
point.
is saying that to you, you're going to receive it. You're going to go, wow, holy shit, I've been missing out for so long.
yeah,
take my money.
Yeah.
Take my money.
Throw millions. I'd be like, you
I
know
think we
what?
just cracked the
Solid.
code, Paulie. Amy, I need to be able to use a Tinder account for 6 months and we'll never have to work again. It's true though. I didn't even think about that. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
that-
people are lonely. The one thing people seek as humans, predominantly above anything else, is connection.
hence
So
the
if you're
profitability
gonna
of strip clubs. Yeah, true.
Promise it. That's a good example
That's,
as well.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the slow Tinder swindle.
A much slower one, yes. But at a much higher rate for a lot shorter time.
I splashed myself. So he gets caught out. He went to prison before these three girls. But then ironically enough, one of the girls that put him in prison is now part of the con after taking him to prison because the story centers around that main Swedish girl. And then he takes her onto a flight with this girl and a baby.
Oh, yes.
And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not 100% clear if the kid's his
So
or not.
weird.
But like this, so they find out later that this is the girl that prosecuted him and was on like the newspapers for getting rolled by him as well. But he brings them in, and then for her that was instant verification. So that I get.
Yeah.
I get if you rock up, this guy says he's what he is and has a bodyguard and looks after his wife and son on a jet.
Sounds
like
about right?
that, you wouldn't raise any red flags, and that would lull you into a false sense of security. But she hadn't gotten any like requests for cash at this point. There's one girl though. I don't think she's Swedish. She might be from the Netherlands, possibly. Anyway, same thing, same MO, but I think she realizes later, and then tries to like, because everything kind of explodes online later in the doco, and he's we're kind of ruining the whole thing for everyone if I explain the whole
I feel
thing to
like
you.
You are, but
Yeah, I should probably stop.
Leave some mystery. Leave some surprises.
I just want to explain it to Paulie. We haven't seen each other in so long.
You
You don't need to watch it now.
Trailer, so like a 2-hour video stream. I don't know.
I'm just going with it.
Man.
God damn it! All right, so
we leave some surprises for the end.
Yeah, totally did. 100%.
yeah, so what the Dutch girl ends up doing is he has a shitload of expensive clothes, right? So she's like, oh yeah, I'll meet up with you when everything's gone sideways. And she's like, no, I still love you, this and that. And she's talking to the other girls that have been fucked over, and she's like, we'll get this sorted, but I've got to do something first. So she goes and meets up with him. Apparently he's like this disheveled fucking mess. And she works in clothing, so she's like, I'll sell all your clothes. So she takes all of his expensive shit, fucks off, and then puts it all on eBay, starts selling it. Anyway, so he obviously then realizes he's fucked and goes like ballistic, but does like I hate you. No, I really love you. Like this, we can do this, whatever. I love you, baby. Like, and he has like the weird, like trashy Euro accent. Like, no, I love you so much, baby. Like it's fucking, dude, it's so good. But I guess with love bombing and stuff like that, I think I'm susceptible to it at the start of relationships quite a lot.
That's how they start, though. That's exactly how it is. It's supposed to be bigger at the start of a relationship, and then over time, it.
But I don't think it's ever done. Like my experience with me is it hasn't been done maliciously. I think it's just genuine infatuation.
Yeah, well, that's what happens as well with the honeymoon period, and etc. It can be very intense.
But I guess, have you guys ever had it done for like a negative impact?
Yes.
Like, have you really?
I know.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is like, because I haven't really felt that
Yeah.
sort of. Actually, no, I have.
There you go.
It's Razzie's mate. That was definitely very manipulative. And actually, you do the push pull is quite drastic at the start.
Yeah.
We're in comparison. See, and I think that now that I had that happen, I guess
You're
maybe
now
that was
wary.
their first. But wouldn't you think, because those girls are quite old, that would have happened before, right?
But the powerful thing about the human mind is that it forgives and forgets very easily.
Yeah.
See, maybe I have.
Yeah.
Maybe I have.
Very easily.
I forgive.
You're like, fuck.
Man, I've
Actually
done
thinking
that
about
so
it,
many times.
maybe.
I'm like, well, all right, ready to fall into it again. Let's go, round 3. And
It's true.
like a fucking boxing ring.
Yeah, because the spike at the start is quite quick.
So with the cycle of abuse, like obviously to the extent of abuse when it's more extreme, the whole purpose of re-victimization, it's common. So
Explain to them what re-victimization is.
So if you have been a victim before with relationship abuse, whether it's emotional, sexual, physical, etc., you're actually 2 to 13.2 times more likely to be re-victimized again. That's just the statistics.
What would be the basis behind that happening again? Is it because...
So there are different theories for that.
Yeah.
Some of them include that there are, unconscious signs that perpetrators are able to kind of see going, I'm vulnerable. This is a familiarity thing. Some people prefer to pick partners that they know are unsafe so they feel in control of that. Others are afraid of something new. There's very many different theories for it. There's no specific theory. But when it comes to it, I suppose... We were talking about the cycle of abuse. Sorry, I just went
that's right. I just wanted to understand.
No, I just forgot what I was speaking about because I'm drunk.
2 shots and a fucking... Oh, you've had 2 vodka lime sodas. That's why. That's quite a lot of alcohol. Probably shouldn't drive for a while.
Oops. Yeah.
Paulie's in town. It's all right.
Celebratory podcast.
But with the re-victimization cycle, so you got that, I guess, idea in mind. It's really, really common to happen again. And with the cycle of abuse, it starts out with this really, really massive love bombing, right? So it's, I love you, here's the affection, here's the jet plane in this instance.
It's
and
like,
then the
you're
apology
right.
is really, really big as well. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Flowers, bouquets, chocolates, all that kind
I
of
never
stuff.
got the sorry.
But then it's, I'm sorry that happened.
Thank you.
I'm going to now say
She was evil. Just straight
she
evil,
does not
bro.
sound like a great human.
No.
And there are some people that are just generally shit humans. But like with that as well, it then goes into like this cycle where the apologies get smaller as well. And the, I guess, love bombing actually turns into violence. And it can get really, really severe in that way. So in terms of, I guess, what you were saying, it's like circling back to that as well. These women may have had those experiences, but they may have also... Firstly, you can attract certain things, but it doesn't mean that you deserve them or in any way cause them, but you can contribute to that. Not intentionally, of course, but that kind of can happen.
Conscious.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially if you do have trauma, you are someone that's likely to sort of outwardly project that. You know, like I don't really come across as a sane fucking human. So...
No, you do. I think it's...
No, but context-based. Like, you can kind of tell apart individuals who have less trauma versus more. And so the same thing would go with these women. They're more likely to have had signs or, I suppose...
So it's almost like they can not smell it, but like the people that do that sort of shit...
Perpetrators are very, very good at picking out vulnerable humans.
Holy shit.
There's a lot of psychology behind it.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool research, but it's very sad
so
at the
interesting.
same time. Yeah. Actually, I'll show you a video. Maybe not, maybe. I don't know. Re-victimizations, explanations, really good video.
We can just do that. We can follow on from that. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was that. Fuck, that was a lot.
Sorry, that was very heavy.
That was quite... yes.
To make a joke, everything's fine. We're all fine. Everything's great. Thank you.
But I'm gonna do a bit of editing mastery because we have someone waiting at the door.
Oh, do we?
I'm gonna stop the recording and then I'll start it back in 2 seconds.
To the bat right.
And we're back with an extra human being. Hello, sir.
Hi, I'm extra human being A.
Do you want a name or do you want to just stay with human A?
He's put his head by before.
Yeah, I poked my head in. Was I
addressed? Yes.
I don't know. I don't want anyone to Google me.
Your audio is coming through great. So that's you have good projection from that angle.
I mean, he's been going to the gym. You might not recognize him anymore.
We'll just call you Blazman X.
Blazman. Ooh.
Blazman X.
Interesting.
Hello, Blazman X. Welcome to the
Dr.
podcast.
Rahman. Happy with Dr. Rahman. What are you hearing in the headphones? What am I
Nothing.
missing out?
Nothing so
Purely
far.
nothing.
When I play the next segment, which is
The TikTokeroonies.
Yo, you about done? TikTok, motherfucker.
how
He's
shit is
got
it when you
super
can't hear
hearing.
it? It's just like they're having.
We're having great fun, and you
fun
have
times.
nothing.
All right,
Sorry,
so
that was very morbid.
first one. I'm gonna reload this for you.
Please do.
It doesn't even need an introduction. It's pretty funny. All right. So to everyone watching, it was like a super jack dude pushing his stomach out and then getting shredded, and then a fat bloke obviously doing the same and then shitting himself. Next one.
Peanut butter right there, bro.
Hang on. All right. This is actually pretty good. That's what I like this one.
I love comment section so much.
Peanut butter right there, bro. Alright, appreciate. Oh yeah, appreciate it. I'm not even hungry.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm not hungry. What's wrong?
I'll play it through again.
I missed that. I was getting too close.
Peanut butter right there, bro. Alright, appreciate. Oh yeah. I'm not even hungry. Sure? Yeah, I'm not. What's wrong?
Just that. You sure?
Maybe it was the smooth and crunchy.
Oh, true. And it might have been a warm environment.
So people listening, he asked him where the peanut butter was, then he opened the jar and there was a cock-sized hole
I've
in
learned
the
how
peanut
to
butter.
make those fake shift vaginas before sexplanations.
Oh, the
You
there
can
was-
do it with like baked
The inverse
beans, and you
dildo?
use like no. Like there's
What?
ways to do it. Like for people that can't afford sex toys, right? Sexplanations did a whole video on it, and you can use like balloons or gloves to like make a fake butt, and you can use like
Wait,
Glad
what?
wrap to like fuck beans, and you warm the beans beforehand. So it
Can you
feels like
please let me know so we
vagina.
can do this on the pod?
Sex
That's
relations.
yes.
You just have to tell your mother that we ate it all.
I'll show you the video after. But yeah, quality education, sex education, sexplanations.
All right, guys. Next one.
Alrighty.
Is this one? Which says, oh, actually, this is pretty good.
Oh, I love this
This is
one.
old school.
I love.
Wait, what do I do?
You
Hang on.
know,
An old school
the
Drew
intimate
Carey.
details of these makeshift sex.
You can say to your dog, but not your girlfriend. Come.
So that was whose line? Whose line is it anyway? As if
Such
anyway.
a good
What?
fucking show.
That one. All right, this is great. This is great. All right, so to everyone listening,
Technically win. I'm strange trying to
see,
use
mine's also trying to
complete the logistics of the
all the
game.
permutations that she could have been.
she wins through sympathy because no one's going to be like, "Fucking you don't win with paper, mate. I had scissors." So to everyone listening, the girl that was doing the obviously the audio you heard before,
Golden.
because I couldn't hear any of it,
But you've seen it.
has a gimp hand, and obviously everyone was fucking gobsmacked. Look at the thumb. The thumb is
Look at their faces. They're like,
like, what do you do, bro? Like, I just leave.
Man, I would totally use that as an opportunity. That would be brilliant. Imagine how many drinks you'd get.
She's cute though.
Yeah.
To be fair, like she's not.
I wonder
Yeah.
what she could do with her hand. That's my question. Like, I would just be, out of capability purposes, I think I'd be very curious. Just to give it a go.
What can you do with that hand though?
Exactly.
I want to see the hand again. Show us the hand, lady.
We got to pause it on the
Where is
hand,
it?
though. You got to pause it so we can decipher an analysis.
Anal
Analyze. That's the word.
Enhance.
No more drinks.
Enhance.
That's a little bit much, sir.
So she wins.
Well, she would win for
it's
sure.
Putin. There he
But
goes.
yeah. Anyway, so that was this week's TikToks / Reels.
There she goes.
who picked them?
I picked them.
Oh. You take a...
Were you about to shit
I
them?
love that. It's like,
No.
doesn't seem funny enough. That's
no,
a little
no,
thing
they
to
don't
post.
seem like little TikTok.
There's
Don't
no.
want to assume it's 2022. You can't assume
I picked them. I picked them.
Only I may pick.
Only I may pick the
Plug
TikTok.
twist.
I need to go to wide. Hang on. You're all wide now. Ooh. Full screen. Yeah. So that was the show's been a bit scattered today, guys. We've introduced multiple hosts, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's been fantastic.
It's been a day. We're celebrating.
They're drunk. Probably should have been filming tonight.
So, had you seen the Tinder Swindler
Yeah. The
thing?
Swinder Tindler.
The Swinder Tindler.
Somebody's been watching before they came to the podcast.
I did my
You did your homework,
research.
mate. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I respect what Banuch and Lil do.
Have you ever been
Thank
Tinder
you.
swindled before?
I have not been the swindler or the swindlee.
Will you?
feel like
Do you feel like it'd be pretty easy to end up in a situation like that?
no.
That's what I see. It feels
Not for me,
a
but I
bit
can see when you-
unrelatable.
But when you watch it, like it makes absolutely total sense. Like when you see their reaction, when you see even the way they're recounting the story, the first thing I noticed was the way they're talking about him, even after everything happened.
They sound like they're still in love.
They're still reliving that, but you can see the
Isn't it
genuine
fucked?
passion and the genuine like, oh my.
That's
the way
what
they,
happens.
the way they talk about him as though they still kind of like idolize him or still like have this respect for this what they know is now fake. Like it's crazy. Yeah? But you can see like the way he goes about it, the way it's not like it doesn't seem forced and it doesn't seem, like it's like he's that right word here. That like he lives and breathes that role so well that he almost fools himself to believe that that's what he is, and that's why it comes off
What's
so
George
congruent.
Costanza say, Paulie?
gave him hope,
It's not a lie if you believe it. We can have you around more often. You get my quotes all the time.
I understand none of them.
But yes, I can see why it was believable. I can see how it accelerated so quickly, like, and the way he manipulated was fucking amazing. Like the fact of him creating that pretense of why he needed it, first showing it almost gave them the opportunity after him like being like basically I love you, like them feeling accepted part of the thing. It's like him asking them for that favor. It's almost like he's empowering them to give them that chance to show, yes, I fucking love you. I'm in this. Like I reciprocate.
Do you think
it. I trust you.
Do you think it's really scary that can be done in such a short period of time so effectively?
Yeah, it's scary.
For me, it was, and you can see the way it's edited because they basically tell you the story and then wait and then tell you that they were dating for a month.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, what the fuck?
If someone told me the story,
that's
without
4 weekends, man.
I wouldn't have believed it. But when you see it and the way they talk and the way they say the little things he did, like it's a little micro influences of how he went about it.
Yeah, so he's an A-class manipulator, I guess, for like people that are kind of starving for love, right?
That should be a show name.
Starving for love.
Yeah, I mean they've got maths, right? So like, why?
Well, I
not
feel like
have
that's the same.
something for people that have-
Gagging for fame.
That should be like
it's all reality
Kink
TV.
one, though. Maybe like after 10:30 p.m. show.
Don't you use that a segment? Kink of the week. Oh. Drink of the week. Kink of the week.
It's the same
this week's
thing.
Kink of the week?
You're funny.
So I can see how it can seem like it's so much so quickly, but it confuses me so much as to in the actual short space of time with no physical contact that he's able to do that to multiple women at the same time.
You're wearing green shorts. You're wearing a green shirt, and you're wearing black and black.
That's fantastic.
I just love pattern, and you're wearing a red thing to match. I'm just really excited. I love pattern.
Thanks.
Sorry, I just was noticing while I was observing all three.
And derailing the topic so much.
I'm so sorry. I'm
That's
drunk.
okay.
I can't help
There's
that.
a car parked in here.
Is it black?
I
There
was
we
just trying
go.
to. I
Further
couldn't even
in.
think of
Further
something
derail it.
completely irrelevant.
It's irrelevant.
Like it's
Platitudes,
difficult
bitches.
to try to come up with a thought actively that's so.
It's okay. So if
in
you
the
need any
opposite
takeaway from tonight, I was totally like getting like super happy to be able to start interviewing people.
Yeah.
So actually, everyone, we may have an escort coming on in a few weeks to do a segment. I'm now terrified to interview anyone because I'm like, it can get derailed so
I'm
quickly
so
and just go
excited.
sideways.
No, it's gonna be great.
Is it someone we know?
No, none of you know her.
Probably for the
Yeah.
best in terms of keeping it on it.
Yeah, I'll keep it empty for now. But empty
like
clear.
a shadow person, or is it like?
Oh,
I asked her if she
Like
wanted to
behind
use
the shade.
if she wanted to use like a
her,
fake name.
worker name, yeah.
She said she'll use her work name.
Yeah.
But she's happy to come into the studio and stuff.
I mean, for work, right?
So I want to do the blurred
Yeah,
face
and the deep
effect.
voice.
just to-
The robot voice.
Oh, God, look, guys, but that's when I sucked out his dick. But yeah, but I'm so worried now. They're like trying to interview and then like worry
I've got
about
you
all of that
covered
stuff.
on the formality.
Yeah.
of
Worried
that.
about what stuff?
Juggling multiple humans.
I'm
I've just
sure
been
she-
having conversations with Lil.
She would probably be
for
really good at
months.
that, so she'll help the conversation go well.
But don't you
We'll
feel
see.
this dynamic feel quite natural? Like when there's
I hope
when
so.
there's,
So sorry,
I feel like
that's
when there's two people in a conversation and one person is noticing something railed in their mind, thought it was going to go. Other people kind of keep it in check, and there's like us hanging out. Our conversations are usually
my audio
for
node
the
brain is my audio
different
node is
humans.
the microphone picking everything up.
Yeah.
Is like a bit's getting cut
I have
out,
a feeling
and it's
that
ruining
that's
it for
gonna be
me.
cut out with the last conversation that was just happening then.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I think it should be okay because
I
your
mean, you
voice
have a
projects
very
quite well.
projective- Yeah.
Yeah.
Projective? I don't think that's
Thank
a word.
you.
I was lying.
I was just happy that I was able to get one extra microphone. And then like, oh shit, we're gonna need another one.
But it worked.
It did,
Audio wise.
but I'll get proper microphones. You've got an extra microphone.
Same as this.
You have a Yeti. Oh, because you're doing your recording stuff too. Yeah, the Yetis are dope.
What do you record?
Do you want to pump your products to whoever's listening?
Pump your product. I'm now beginning.
Yes, you do. Ladies, Paulie pumps.
As part of the non.
That's off the cards completely. I can't manage that today.
He does, but he does. But he does.
Pump and pray.
Oh my god. Okay.
It's a
on that
self-pumping.
note, shall we?
It's a self-pumping product. It's an SPP.
Yeah, there we go.
We're good for time.
Everyone's like, ooh, what's he want to pump? But
what
he's not going to pump it
what
to us.
doesn't need to be
You're
pumped?
going to take 10 minutes off.
Pump me! Pump me! Okay, carry on.
As you were.
Thanks, gents.
But I don't think that would have played on the mic at all, actually. So I think you're fine. I guess that's going to be a very, very different irrelevant platitudes for this week.
Many irrelevant platitudes.
I think the entire thing was an irrelevant platitude.
It was. It's just a platitude.
But hopefully you guys were able to, if you haven't watched the Tinder Swindler, I probably should have prefaced the whole thing and just said, you should probably go watch it before you listen to
go
this
watch
pod.
the Swindler Tindler.
It's too late now.
Was that
Yeah.
right? No, I said that wrong, didn't I?
Always right. However you say it, doesn't matter. As long as the S is at the front and the T's at the end,
I'll take
comes
it.
in between.
I didn't even talk to you about the one that friend zoned him. He's conned a chick that friend zoned him.
Oh yeah,
That
I couldn't work out if they were actually like
Banging? No, they weren't at all. But I think it was that thing where she realized he had cash, so she was trying to leverage the cash.
She was almost.
But that was the only one where I was like, yeah, you fucking ruined this bitch because she's a fucking gold digger. So he meets this one chick who literally it got personal for me because she's like, oh, he was a bit short, and then I'm like, oh, here we go. It's starting. This chick's like, she's not that hot at all. And she probably should go to the gym a little bit more than what she does. Anyway, before she looks at people's height. And then basically friend zones him. And then he flew her out anyway to do stuff with her. With his, I'm assuming, the supermodel. I don't know if that was a prostitute or whatever.
Sex worker, but yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Politically.
She could have been a prostitute.
That is what a sex worker is called. They prefer to be identified as such.
I don't want to be referred to as an office worker. No, I'm kidding. I'm just being pedantic.
Identity first language.
Yeah, but a sex worker could also be a stripper.
Exactly.
Working in the
I
sex
know,
industry.
but
Exactly.
they prefer the identified term as sex worker as a collective.
A
Majority rules on that.
Usually individualistic.
a high class.
Yes, but you follow over the majority when
hookah.
it comes to
I have a
grouping.
in perspective. I have a sex worker friend or two who are escorts, and
You probably would prefer to do the
no,
individual.
one of them doesn't like being called a sex worker. Like I'm an escort, and one likes to be called a whore. Like I'm a whore. That's what I do.
Oh, that's great. 2 out of how many people?
No, I guess I was just providing
The context.
Yeah, I'm like it's interesting that so many people are so like staunch in their
Just an identity, right?
yeah. Like, yeah, when anyone calls me at work.
Oh, I do. Be nice to me.
Call me a
David, sex engineer.
All right, and on that note, that's us for this week. And I hope to Christ the audio is good. But thanks, guys. If you want to obviously jump on our link tree, so it's link.tree /irrelevant IrrPlatPod. Wow, I bottled that so hard.
You
anyway,
tried so hard.
Yeah, it's done. But we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting. The car's cold. The period will
Get the fuck out of here! What fucking warming up? Get out of here!
You're the man. Get out of here.
That was a tough one.
Thanks for listening to Irrelevant Platitudes.
It's just.
You can't hear, but you hear.
There's no space.
No space. All right, bye.
Did it finish? It finished.
I want to die.
All right.